I am moving through some really uncomfortable thoughts around growing up as a millennial. And I wanted to kind of share this message with millennial girls and boys, specifically boys as well, because I think we forget about them in these spaces a lot. And I want to bring a voice to it as more and more stories and files come out around these powerful men and the worlds that they led. And I keep thinking about what we were sold and told as teenagers. Teenage girls were handed push-up bras and 5 for $35 Victoria's Secret panties before we even understood our bodies, before some of us even started our periods. We were told to smell sexy, to look sexy, to wear this makeup, to look older. That diet culture needed to happen before we even came into our hips. We were told to compete, to shrink, and to perform femininity like it was a currency. We were taught to hate our bodies, but that being a consumer and buying the right jeans or the right lip gloss would fix how we felt about our bodies. So we bought the jeans and we bought the lip gloss. Hell, one year for Christmas, my grandma even gave me a Victoria's Secret bombshell push-up bra set as my fancy gift. That's like the biggest push-up bra that they make as a teenager. And then I think about the boys that sometimes we forget a lot about. The same people, the same billionaire circle that owned Pink and Victoria's Secret also owned Bath & Body Works, so how we smelt. They also owned Claire's, so it was the jewelry that we wore. They also owned Abercrombie & Fitch, and this is where the boys come in. Even in my small town in Wyoming, the boys would go out of town and they would come back wearing Abercrombie or smelling like Abercrombie. And what did Abercrombie have across their whole store? They had shirtless teenage boys that were being hypersexualized as like advertising porn. And if you followed any of the history with Abercrombie & Fitch, you'll see how many active male sexual assault cases are currently being brought up against this. The boys were taught that their worth lives in dominance, abs, sexual conquering, and silence. They were sexualized and shaped too, just in a different direction and not so loudly. And now as adults, we're trying to navigate body dysmorphia, PTSD, sex addictions, porn addictions, hookup cultures, shame, guilt, fear, and even just this division that exists between men and women. And instead of looking up at the system that was profiting off of this body dysmorphia, this insecurity, this shame, and this hypersexualization of teenagers, we were looking at each other and attacking each other. This whole realization that I have is like about recognizing that an entire generation was built and raised on a machine that profited from insecurities and silence and over-sexualization of children. Historically, women and girls are not believed in spaces, and boys, I don't think, have a safe space to even have a voice, so they stay silent. Maybe the healing happens when we stop fighting sideways and we look at who profited from it.